Hi everyone, my name's Megan Brown and I'm an educator here at the Bruce Museum. And today I'm excited to bring to you our program Digital Bruce Beginnings, a program for children 3 to 5 years old and their caregiver. Today's program is going to be all about winter. We're going to explore the winter season through some animals you might be familiar with, read a book about winter, and then do some imaginative play and hands-on activities that get our minds and our imaginations going. I hope you guys are excited. Let's get started. As we know, seasons change. The seasons change from fall to winter, and during that time it gets a little bit colder outside. You might need to wear a coat. It gets darker earlier, and you may have seen some snow or some flurries of snow outside that let you know the season is changing and it's getting colder. Another thing that's changed outside that you maybe see less of are animals. In the fall, you may have seen some squirrels and geese or other animals, and in the spring and summer, you've definitely seen more. But in the winter, some animals change their habits. A few examples of this include geese and squirrels. And here's an example of our squirrel. In the winter, geese fly down south to go to warmer climates. You might actually see the geese flying up ahead in a large V shape. And as they fly down, they travel and leave to those warmer weathers. Another animal that we see that changes their habits in the winter are squirrels. We often see squirrels collecting lots of acorns and nuts to get ready for winter. And those collected acorns that they get help to provide them food and shelter to stay warm. You'll also see their fur and their coats change. They'll get a little bit heavier to help keep them warm as well. And additionally, those dens that I mentioned end up being in trees and other locations where lots of squirrels will be together to be in a den to help keep each other warm. Another thing that's changed is the things you might do outside based on the weather. With winter, maybe some of your old sports you can't participate in anymore, but with snow and ice, there are other activities you can do. Some of those activities might include ice skating, snowboarding, and skiing. You may even go sledding on really snowy days when there's lots of snow buildup and it's nice and fresh and you can sled right down a hill. And part of this is because that weather is changing. Those colder temperatures allow us to do different activities and do different things that we normally wouldn't get to, like in the summer. Things like bodies of water like lakes and streams freeze over, and that allows us to go ice skating. And additionally, that cold weather helps keep snow fresh and from melting so we can sled down it and build snowmen and do different activities. These are just some of the examples of things that change in the winter. What are things that you've noticed that have changed with the start of winter? What animals do you see or not see anymore? What outside activities do you like to do in the winter? Pause this video and discuss with your adult whether or not you've seen geese fly down south or you've gone sledding in the snow. And if so, when? I'll see you back here in just a minute. Now that we've had some time to look closely and discuss more about winter in terms of weather, activities, and animals we might see, I thought it would be a lot of fun to read a book called Over and Under the Snow, and it's by Kate Messner. And this is a book that talks about some of those things we just discussed and gives us some more information. So today I'll be reading Over and Under the Snow by Kate Messner. Over the snow I glide, into woods, frosted fresh and white. Over Over the snow, a flash of fur, a red squirrel disappears down a crack. Where did he go? Under the snow, Dad says. Remember how we just talked about squirrels and what they do in the winter? Under the snow is a whole secret kingdom where the smallest forest animals stay safe and warm. You're skiing over them now. Over the snow, I glide past beech trees rattling leftover leaves and strong, silent pines that stretch to the sky. On a high branch, a great horned owl keeps watch. Under the snow, a tiny shrew dodges columns of ice. It follows a cool tunnel along the moss, out of sight. Have you guys ever seen an owl before? When did you guys see it? Look, Dad says, tracks. Tracks always tell a story. Over the snow, a deer has crossed our path. Deep hoof prints punch through the crust up the hill and under a tree. An oval of melted snow tells the story of a good night's sleep. Under the snow, deer mice doze. They cuddle up against the cold in a nest of feathers and fur. I often see a lot of deer in my backyard during the winter. Over the snow, I climb, digging in my edges so I don't slide back down. Under the snow, voles scratch through slippery tunnels, searching for morsels from summer feasts. Over the snow, I swoosh down, down, faster, faster, down, faster, faster. Under the snow, a snowshoe hare watches from a shelter of a spruce. Almost invisible, she smooths her fur, a coat of winter white. Our character's skiing down the snow. Have you guys ever done that before? Over the snow, I glide past reeds where tadpoles play tag in springtime. Under the snow, fat bullfrogs snooze. They dream of sun-warmed days back when they had tails. Over the snow, I stand and stare, little mountains in the marsh. Under the snow, beavers gnaw on aspen bark, settled in for supper. Can they hear my tummy rumbling too? Over the snow, stop, a sound. We stand like statues carved in ice till a bushy-tailed fox steps from a thicket, tips his ears to the ground, listens, listens, listens still. And leaps out onto the snow after an invisible dinner. His paws scratch away to find the mouse he heard, scritch, scritch, scratching along underneath, under the snow. Over the snow I glide, a full moon lights my path to supper. Under the snow a chipmunk waits for a meal. Bedroom, kitchen, hallway, his house is under my feet. Over the snow, I climb one last hill. Bonfire smoke rises, warm hands, hot cocoa, hot dogs sizzling on pointed sticks. Under the snow, a black bear snores, still full of October blueberries and trout. Over the snow, the fire crackles and sparks shoot up to the stars. I lick sticky marshmallows from my lips and lean back with heavy eyes. Shadows dance in the flames. Under the snow, a queen bumblebee drowses away December. All alone, she'll rule a new colony in the spring. Over the snow, I glide home on tired legs. Clouds whisper down feathery, soft flakes. Under the covers, I snuggle up deep and drift into dreams of cuddling deer mice and slumbering frogs, hungry beavers and tunneling voles, drowsy bears and busy squirrels, and the secret kingdom under the snow. The end. Wow, so many different things happen in the winter. While we talked about a few of the animals in the book, there were definitely other animals and different winter activities our main character did that we didn't discuss. Spend some time with your adult talking about those new animals we didn't talk about, and maybe discuss some of your other favorite winter activities. Pause this video with your adult, and I'll see you back here in just a minute. Now that we've had some time to explore and discuss all of these different animals and things we do in the winter, I thought it would be fun to do some imaginative play and hands-on activities that get our minds stretched and our imaginations going. So, one of the things I recommend you and your adult doing together is exploring outside. Look outside for those different animals you may be able to see, and make a list with your adult. What animals did you see? What animals do you still hear who explore out in the winter? Another thing you can do is make a list of other animals you don't see. Just like in the book, where do you think bumblebees are at? Have you seen any squirrels, or are they tucked away in their little dens? Make those lists and compare and contrast. And then maybe do some more research on different animals. Maybe you want to learn more about your favorite animal and what they do in the winter. Another activity you can do is go outside and do your favorite winter activity. If it's able, go outside and go skiing, go ice skating, or maybe make a snowman. But if you don't like going outside in the winter, maybe doing something like one of the main characters did in the book. Make a hot chocolate. Wear your favorite pajamas that you would wear in the winter. Thank you so much for joining me today for Digital Bruce Beginnings. If you would like to share anything you've created after watching this video, you can share it to our social medias with the help and permission of your adult. And we just ask that you hashtag it with Bruce Museum. And for more digital content from the Bruce Museum, please visit www.brucemuseum.org. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bye, friends.